Good morning, students. So today we are going to move the next topic of power plant engineering is power plant design. So in the last class we were discussed about what are the factor we have to consider for a power plant. So if you want to start a power plant, what are the factor we have to consider that factor is affecting our power plant production. So due to the operation and maintenance costs and so many costs we were discussing now, operational cost, all those things we want to and control means if you want to control these costs mean we have to think over the factors. So that is we were discussing the last class. So today we are going to discuss another topic in the power plant design. That is environmental pollution. So last class itself I have touched upon the environmental pollution. In that we were discuss about the different pollution occurs in the thermal power plant. Okay, so a little bit we are going to discuss now. And further we are moving to the nuclear power plant pollutions. So these are the two topics we are going to discuss today. So first we will move to the agenda of the session. So the agenda of the session is the environmental pollution from different power plants. So the last class we were discussed about factor affecting power plant design. So let first we will see the some important points that we have to refresh. What are the factors? Then we will move to the environmental pollution. So that is the today agenda of the session. So in the last class, we were discuss different factors, that are affecting factors of the power plant. So while designing a power plant, this 8 factor is very important. So what are the 8 factors? First one, location of power plant. Second one, availability of water in the power plant. Third one, availability of labor near to the power plant and land cost of the power plant and low operating costs, low maintenance costs, and the seventh one, low energy generation, and the last one, low capital cost. So these are the 8 factors affecting our power plant. So while before starting the power plant design, we have to think the 8 point. So we have to think the 8 different factor. Based upon that, we can select the what type of power plant and how we can generate the power. Everything we are going to further proceed. This is the important aspects of power plant design. Next, we will come to the environmental pollution. So I already told the pollution is the major concern of the power plant. So because we are India, especially India, is mostly focusing on fossil-based power plants. Fossil fuel power plant means it is coal. Then conventional fuels like coal, then natural gas, okay, and compressed natural gas, diesel fuel. Likewise, we are depending upon on the fossil fuels. So definitely, due to the fossil fuel, usage, definitely environmental pollution is happened. So that is we are going to discuss one by one. What are the toxic gases come out from the fossil fuel power plant and how we can control. That is we are discussing in the last class. Now we are moving to the nuclear power plant. So another modern power plant, if you see, another modern trend is we are using nuclear energy, nuclear fuel we are using. If we go with nuclear fuel means we can generate more power. That is you know very well. So if you use nuclear fuel means there are so many impact for the environment because of nuclear fuel is a radioactive material. So it will create a radioactivity release, radioactive impact environment pollution. So that should be avoided. So we have to save, we have to use some safety aspects, and we have to dispose the radioactive waste in proper manner. And due to that, high thermal pollution also happened. So by this way, we use fossil fuel means we have different kind of toxic gases come out from the power plant. If you go with the nuclear power plant with help with the usage of nuclear or fuel, it will create some impact to the environment. So that is we are going to discuss in a separate manner. Okay. In that we discuss about the thermal pollution, thermal power plant pollution. Okay. So thermal power plant pollution is comes under fossil fuel usage, because in thermal power plant, okay, you know very well, coal is the main fuel. Okay, so with the help of coal or oil or gas, we are burning the fuel, conventional fuel. Okay, so it will create a toxic gases. Okay, that means a combustion will be takes place. Okay, because of combustion only water gets heated up and converted into steam. That steam will be okay, goes to turbine and expansion process. Okay, turbine start rotate, so turbine rotate, generate also rotate, so power generation is happen. So combustion is the main aspect in thermal power plant. So the combustible element of fuel are converted into gaseous product and non-combustible element like ash. So here one combustible element gases are SO2, CO2, CO, all are called gaseous form, and another one is ash, is non-combustible element. So this can be controlled. Okay, otherwise it will create a lot of environmental pollution. So there are four different type of emissions. Okay, can be classified in the base of thermal power plant. So one is gaseous emission, second one is particulate emission, third one is solid waste emission, and the fourth one is thermal pollution. Okay, gaseous emission means I already told sulfur dioxide, hydrogen sulfide, oxide of nitrogen, carbon monoxide. So these pollutant are very toxic. Okay, so we have to treat. Okay, so that is one way of we can control the emission. Okay, this gaseous emission we have to control. So for that, what we can use, we can you can go with some app treatment process. Okay, so likewise some app treatment process means we have to convert some carbon monoxide into carbon dioxide, like so we have to supply more oxygen. Likewise some technological changes and additional fitment, with help of that we can control the gases emission. Some treating devices. Okay, the CO is more uh, toxic compared with the CO2. So we have to convert the CO into CO2. Okay. So likewise, okay, the emission should be okay controlled. And second one, particulate emissions. So what is in the particular? I told smokes and fume and fly ash are called particulate. Okay. So you should know the definition. What is smoke? Smoke is nothing but have a particle less than 10 micron. This I already told. So you have to keep it in mind. And fume, some very small particle resulting from chemical reaction. Okay, so normally composed of metal and metal oxide. So these all are comes from your combustion and fly ash particles. So now what is mean by fly ash? These are ash particle diameter of 100 micron or less. That is called fly ash. Okay, so these particle dust particles come from your furnace. Okay, so this is goes to chimney. Okay, means okay definitely will create an environmental pollution. So we have to control some devices, with help of some devices. Okay, we can control that. Okay, that is why we are using uh, some clean technology based okay instruments. Okay, with the help of that we can control the particulate emissions. Okay, so this is the second one. Next one we discuss about the solid waste disposal. Solid waste disposal is nothing but ash is the solid waste. Okay. Apart from ash, okay, some calcium and magnesium salt also generated due to absorption of SO2 and SO3. Okay, during the reaction, during the combustion of in the fuel fired system. So normally limestone also sometimes used in the furnace area. So that will create calcium and magnesium salt. Okay, that is also combined with your ash. So these all are called solid waste. Okay, these should be okay in the form of sludge in the furnace area, that should be removed. Okay, in your furnace area, and it will be disposed. So if normally it will is disposed way, it will create environmental pollution. So we have to use some water area, and also we have to use some transportation facility. Okay, like dumping with help of transport vehicles. Okay, we have to dump on the area. Then we have to mix with water with the help of water source. Okay, we can uh, dispose. So likewise, as can be or solid waste can be disposed. And the fourth pollution we will discuss about thermal pollution. So thermal pollution is nothing but due to the water circulation, because normally, normally comes from your turbine is low pressure, low temperature. After the process of power generation, okay, comes from your turbine. The outcome of your turbine is low pressure, low temperature, water vapor. That automatically goes to the condenser. So condenser, with the help of that, we can convert vapor into water. So you need some coolant water. So if you use some cooling water around the condenser circulation through the vapor tubes, so definitely condensation process takes place. So vapor is converted into water. So the cooling water gets heated up. That heated up water again goes to the mm, uh, goes to the water area. I mean, okay, the temperature of water is increasing, that will affect the areas. Okay, so water is normally okay used for cooling purpose, but the same water can be utilized, means okay, it is not always, but water is goes to okay some storage area, means okay the temperature is increased. That means okay that the water is maybe go to the drain to the water source, sources area, means okay the temperature of your water is increased. Okay, so normal temperature of water is nothing but your atmospheric temperature. Okay, so normally 28 to 30 degree maybe. If you are due to the condensation process, the water temperature is rise 35 degrees Celsius, means definitely okay the dissolve of oxygen will be a low. That due to that some aquatic okay life will dies. Okay, so that's why thermal pollution need to be controlled. Okay, so these are the four pollution okay happened in your thermal power plant. So these things we already discussed, just to keep it in mind. Okay, so these four pollution are in thermal power plant. So TPP is nothing but thermal power plant. What are them? First one is gaseous emission, second one is particulate emission, third one is solid waste emission, and the last one is thermal pollution. Okay, now we'll come to the pollution from nuclear power plant. So today agenda we are going to discuss about only the pollution from the nuclear power plant. Okay, right. Anybody knows what is the fuel used in nuclear power plant? We already discussed nuclear power plant, different type of nuclear power plant we discussed. Okay, what type of fuel we are?
Uranium
Uranium,
U-235.
U-35 to 38. Okay, this kind of thorium, uranium, okay, palladium, this kind of isotope based okay fuels are used. Okay, so due to that, definitely what will happen, a lot of radioactive pollution is maybe arise. Okay, so if we not controlled okay the radioactive material okay disposal, that will create a lot of heavy impact to the environment. Okay, so first one is radioactive pollution. So this is one form of pollution from nuclear power plant. Second type of pollution is wastage from reactor. There are three type of waste comes from your nuclear reactor. One is solid state reactor, solid waste. Okay. Second one is liquid waste. Third one is gaseous. Okay, so these waste, okay, comes from your nuclear reactor that will pollute the environment. Okay, and the third one is thermal pollution due to the high amount of heat energy generation. Okay, the surrounding area temperature may be increased. Okay, so that also create the environmental pollution. Okay, so these three pollution is comes from your nuclear power plant. What are the first one? Radioactive pollution. Second one, waste from reactor. Okay, there are three type of waste comes from your reactor. One is solid, second one is liquid, third one is gases, and the last pollution is thermal pollution. Okay. Now, first we'll move to the radioactive pollution. What is radioactive pollution? This is the most dangerous and serious type of pollution. So, compared with the thermal power plant, okay, this will be very dangerous, okay, because the seriousness is okay high, okay, so it will create high impact, okay. That's why we have to give more importance to the radioactive pollution, okay. So this is due to radioactive elements and the fissionable product in the reactor. The best way to avoid is this radioactive shield around the reactor. That's why we were discussing concrete shell, stainless steel shell, everything we were discussing. So with the help of that, we can protect. Okay, okay, the radioactive pollution we can control. So by this method, okay, we can control. Right. Second one, waste from reactor. So what are the waste I told? Three type of waste. One is solid, second one is liquid, the last one is gaseous. Okay, these all are called waste from the reactor. Due to the due to nuclear reactor reaction, nuclear waste, that is mixture of various beta and gamma emitting radioactive isotopes with various half-lives. Okay, what are the wastes? So due to the emitting of radioactive isotopes, okay, due to the chain reaction, some rays are come out from your reactor. That rays called beta and gamma. Okay, so these all are also called as wastes. Okay, these are produced, okay, due to the chain reaction, which cannot be neutralized by any chemical method. So without sorry, if you if the rays come out from the nuclear reactor means we cannot control it, okay, so we cannot control with help of some chemical method, okay, so with some chemical process we cannot control these kind of rays. So why sorry, how we can control means, okay, only we can protect and only we can uh, control the environmental pollution. So what I'm trying to say is the generation of beta and gamma is definitely is happened due to the isotopes reaction, radioactive isotopes due to the chain reaction, but it can be protected, okay, protected by using some chemical or some neutralized method. We cannot control, okay, this pollution. So this is the important aspects, okay, we have to think. So this waste from reactor, this should be controlled. And next one, if the waste is discharged to the atmosphere, okay, air and water will be contaminated beyond the tolerance limit. Some method of storage or disposal of radioactive waste material are discussed below. So due to some cooling circuits, okay, water is used, okay, some D2O is used. If it is uh, directly discharged to the atmosphere, okay, definitely what will happen? So a lot of contamination, okay, is maybe present, okay, in the water sources. So some method we have to adopt for some radioactive waste material will be discussed now. First one is First one method is storage tank. So how we can dispose the radioactive waste? We already discussed. Just keep it in mind. Storage tank. So by the storage tank, we can, okay, radioactive waste can be buried in the underground area that is very deep below the surface in corrosion resistant tank. The tank should be a corrosion resistance. Otherwise, okay, Maybe corroded means the waste, okay, the radioactive material waste is okay, maybe comes to your environment means it will create pollution. Okay. So we have to provide a storage tank. With help of that we can store the radioactive wastage and bury it. Okay. And with this passage of time, this will be become stable isotope. So by this method we can control the pollution. Okay. And second method, dilution. So after storing a short term, a low energy waste are diluted either in liquid or gaseous material. Okay. So after some period of time now, what will happen? The energy of low energy waste, okay, maybe a solid or liquid state, it will convert. So after dilution, they are disposed of shear without causing hazard. So அதுக்கப்புறம் வந்து we can dispose பண்ணலாம். Okay. And third one is C disposal. This dilution can be used by adequately diluting the waste, and this method by being used by the British. Okay, so normally in the after dilution, okay, you can dispose with help of seawater. Okay, so this is normally practiced by British people. Okay, so that method also used to control the pollution of nuclear wastage. Okay, and next one is atmospheric dilution. This method is used for gaseous radioactive waste, but solid particle from the gaseous waste must be filtered out thoroughly since they are most dangerous with higher half lives. So before going to the atmosphere, okay, the gaseous emission should be properly diluted. Okay, after dilution, we can send to the atmosphere. Otherwise, it will create a lot of impact. And next one is absorption by the soil. The fission product are disposed of by this method. The radioactive particle are absorbed by the solid particle, but it is very excellent. ஓகே ஸோ இது வந்து டிஸ்போஸ் பண்ணும்போது ஃபிஷனபிள் மெட்டீரியலை டிஸ்போஸ் சாலிடாக வந்து நம்ம வந்து சாயிலில் போட்டோம்னா அது வந்து அஃபெக்ட் ஆகும். ஸோ அதை வந்து அப்சார்ப்ஷன் பண்ணி ஓகே அப்சார்ப்ஷன் மெத்தடில் வந்து வி கேன் அந்த வந்து அந்த ரேடியாக்டிவ்னஸ் வந்து குறைச்சி அதுக்கப்புறம் டிஸ்போஸ் பண்ணுறோம். பட் திஸ் இஸ் வெரி காஸ்ட்லி அண்ட் வெரி ஹை எக்ஸ்பென்சிவ்ங்கிறதுனால மோஸ்ட்லி வி ஆர் நாட் practicing. And burying in sea. So solid nuclear waste can be stored in the concrete block with a hurried in the sea. This method is expensive, but no further care is needed. So normally burying in the sand is well, burying in the sea areas, solid waste, nuclear solid waste when dispose. Okay, by this way we can dispose the nuclear materials, nuclear fissionable materials. So after usage, that means after power plant power production, okay, you can dispose. So what are the methods? First one, storage tank. Second one, dilution. Third one, sea disposal. Fourth one, atmospheric dilution. Fifth one, absorption by the soil, and burying in the sea. Okay. Next, we are moving to the pollution from hydropower plant. Okay. Any pollution from hydropower plant? Anybody knows? Hydropower plant produce any pollution? Students, is it audible? Anyone?
Yes, sir, audible, sir.
Yes.
Sir, no
hydroelectric and no pollution. But solar power plant produce any pollution?
No, sir.
No pollution. Okay, please see in the slide, you will get an idea. Hydroelectric projects does not pollute the atmosphere at all. Okay, but it can argue that solar power station in long run may upset the balance in nature. Okay, if you see hydro or solar power, okay, does not produce the environmental pollution, but it will create upset the balance in nature. What is mean by upset balance in nature? Temperature variations. Okay, So to extend of argument to the logical end, imagine a very vast area of land is covered by solar collector in different form. Then the minimum required sun rays may not reach to the earth surface. Right up. So we are putting a large area, okay, a solar collector போட்டோம்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க complete areas வந்து covered with the solar collectors இருந்துச்சுன்னா அந்த ஏரியாஸ்ல எல்லாம் என்ன ஆகும் சன்னோட ரேஸ் வந்து எர்த்தோட சர்ஃபேஸ்க்கு ரீச் ஆகாது ஓகே so what will happen this will certainly kill the vegetation on the earth so normally vegetations need sunlight okay without sunlight நம்ம அதனோட growth வந்து நல்லா இருக்காது vegetation's growth நல்லா இருக்காது அப்போ this will certainly kill the vegetation on the earth and also bacteria so bacteria is destroyed only the sun rays is okay past the earth surface so then only the bacteria in the earth surface is destroyed okay so what will happen the earth and also the bacteria the vegetation on the earth sorry this will certainly kill the vegetation on the earth and also the bacteria which are destroyed by the sun rays may survive giving rise new type of health problem okay this is the only impact of solar power plant so if we provide a solar collector in large area mean these are the two effects one is okay kill the vegetation on the earth and second one and also the bacteria which is destroyed by the sun rays may survive giving rise so if the sun rays is okay not comes to our earth surface mean okay definitely on that area bacteria rise up and give and generate new health problem okay these are the two impact okay due to the solar power plant but in case of power plant does not pollute the atmosphere. Okay. Further, the evaporation of water and consequent rain may changes the cycle. So due to that, what will happen? The water and consequent rain may change their cycle. So because more area on the temperature variation, evaporation of water and consequent rains may change their cycle. Added this, average temperature of earth and ocean may change. So Naraya power plant we are introducing solar now. Maybe that will affect the okay the earth and ocean temperature okay average temperature of earth and ocean may be changed this may result in a new balance among the living creatures which cannot be easily predicted since we do not envisage such as large scale coverage of earth surface in the near future so we can safely state that the solar energy power plant do not pollute the atmosphere ஓகே ஸோ எர்த் சர்ஃபேஸில் நம்ம வந்து கொஞ்சம் கவரேஜ் ஏரியா வந்து லார்ஜாக இல்லாமல் கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சமாக விட்டு விட்டு நம்ம சோலார் கலெக்டர்ஸை ப்ரொவைட் ஃபிக்ஸ் பண்ணோம்னா ஓகே we can minimize this kind of effect okay these are the only okay way we can control the pollute through the solar energy okay so solar energy power plant do not pollute the atmosphere okay by this method okay so today we discuss about first we discuss about the environmental pollution okay and how the thermal power plant is polluted in 4 different forms gaseous emission particulate emission solid waste emission and thermal pollution how we can control this pollution and what are the pollution through nuclear power plant today we discuss there are 3 types of pollution one is radioactive pollution second one is waste from reactor solid liquid and gaseous and the last one is thermal pollution okay and the next one the pollution from hydro power plant and solar power plant okay so that's all from now you have any doubt now you can ask right now any questions students any doubt now you can ask
No doubt, sir.
okay thank you so much okay now you can leave thank you so next class we are going to see about different type of load Okay, that is we are going to discuss tomorrow. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.